one of the things that I thought we could talk about was the unpredictability of your income as an artist. Most artists can't predict, okay, I know that I'm going to make this many artwork sales this month and throughout the year. So, do
Yeah.
you have any experience or tips about that?
Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult one. It's all about forward planning and knowing what your expenditure is going to be. Unfortunately, expenditure tends to be much more regular than income, and we have to plan for those rainy days. And, we have that rainy day fund. If you are able to sit down and say to yourself, I know I'm going to have £500, whatever it is, of expenses regularly every month. And that could be because I have a subscription for a membership package, or I have to buy materials that run out, they have a shelf life. Then you've got to know that you need to set yourself aside what's called in the business working capital. And we always recommend that you keep, say, 3 to 4 months worth of working capital aside in the event that you're not going to get any income. And that means that you can survive for 3 or 4 months without having the regular income coming in and still manage those day-to-day bills. Now, everybody's different. Some of you will be reliant on your art income to pay your day-to-day bills and your living expenses. Some of you may well have other means, which makes it easier. But I would always say that you need to think about that working capital. You need to try and have 3 to 4 months in your head that I can survive before any income comes in. Because equally, when you are lucky enough to sell a piece of art, you might not get paid for it on day one. You might sell the piece of art and it be a few days, a few weeks, or even a month before the money drops into your bank account, depending on how you've made your sale. So definitely thinking ahead, forward planning, and try and write down how much do I need each month so that it's fixed in your head.
Speaking of what's coming in,
Yeah.
as an accountant, I know that you look at people's accounts and you say, okay, well, this seems to be working quite well. Should you do more of that? So, do you have any bits of advice for artists who are thinking, okay, I really want to
Increase my
increase my
income.
income?
Yeah. Increasing your income is the goal of every single business. We all want to see that lovely, steady growth curve, 5, 10% every year, nice and steady. Everybody's a happy bunny. The first thing is understanding what your costs are. If you can't price your work appropriately for your costs, then your income isn't going to be right from the get-go. So we've got to understand what is the price of what it is that I have produced. And I know that the Art Ladder does a fantastic session on pricing and making sure that you're accounting for your own time and not just your material cost, because the blood, sweat, and tears that go into the work needs to be accounted for. And then you need to mark it up and say, okay, this is what my base cost is, and I need to mark it up. You can then look and say, what does everybody else charge? If I was to walk along the high street and look in the gallery window or the art shop window or the whatever, am I seeing similar prices? Am I priced low? Am I priced high? So you start getting a feeling for what your prices are. And then to get more income, you're advertising more, you're marketing more, or you're putting your prices up. You might find that in some areas, even though you put your prices up, you don't lose your customers. Or you might put your prices up by, say, 50%, but only lose 25% of your customers. Well, in which case you're less busy for more money. And this is how you're getting more money in and making the time for yourself to think about your business. And sometimes it's also thinking about the type and the nature of your market, your clients, and maybe categorizing them and saying, am I spending 80% of my time servicing 20% of my client base? In which case I need to turn that around. I don't want to be spending 80% of my time doing a £10 piece of artwork. I want to be spending 80% of my time doing a £1,000 piece of artwork. And naturally, off the back of that, your income will grow without you actually having to do anything.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch the full 1 hour interview and get top tips from an expert, then click the link below and join the Art Ladder mentoring program now. By joining the Art Ladder, you will get access to our full library of webinars with curators, collectors, critics, gallerists, and more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. And check out the description below for more free resources for artists.